Hello and welcome to the Late Night Gaming Show, episode 19. We are one away from the big 2-0, and we finally, after a long period of time, we have Jodie back.
Hey,
she's back. Hopefully she's not too rusty. Hopefully she's been playing lots of games.
I have.
Hopefully not too many games that have been preventing her from joining us here on the Late Night Gaming Show.
Not at all.
Not at all. So just some quick housekeeping. We have got some really cool videos up of like Nintendo Labo. We've got lots of God of War unboxing videos, which Jodie didn't agree with, but we can talk about that later. We've got loads of cool stuff up like that, so please check that out. And if you are enjoying everything we're doing, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Just because you don't like Jodie doesn't mean you don't have to give us a thumbs up and like the video. So without further ado, as always, we're going to go straight to section 1, which is Joke of the Week. Welcome back. It's time for section 1, which is Joke of the Week. As always, I'm going to tell the worst of the worst game-related jokes, and then Jodie's task is to not laugh. I did break Mike while you were away.
I saw.
It was a triumphant moment for me. Very exciting. I actually don't know the scores off the top of my head. I need to go through and do a count up.
Okay.
I feel like we need a third party to regulate this.
I do
decide who gives out the points, but for now we're just gonna have to make do.
I think that might have to go to Beth.
It might have to. Jodie, I know you've only got 1 point. That's all I know. So out this whole year, you've managed to do it once. But again, I'm gonna help you out by telling you. I feel like this is a classic terrible joke. Last week was just a straight up poor attempt at a joke. I feel like there was an old man somewhere in the middle of Yorkshire who got screwed over by PPI, never got his claim through, and he found that funny. And there's probably a rich banker somewhere who also found that funny because he screwed loads of other people over by mis-selling them payment protection insurance. But we're not here to talk about payment protection insurance. We're here to tell jokes. So here we go, Jodie. We have got a Mario-related joke.
Okay.
These are the classic of the classics.
Classic
Okay,
Mario.
you ready? Princess Peach walks into a bar.
Okay.
We're already enjoying this, aren't we? Princess Peach walks into a bar. What does she sit on?
I don't know. What does she say?
She sits on a toadstool. She sits on a toadstool. Now, do you understand why that's funny?
Yes, I understand why that's funny.
So you understand why it's funny, so you're admitting that it's funny?
No, I understand why.
Why somebody might laugh.
Yeah.
So Princess Peach is princess of the toadstools.
Yeah.
So if she sits on a toadstool, she's sitting on a stool.
Okay.
Like they do at a bar, but it's a toadstool because she's princess of the toadstools. Yeah?
Yeah, I
So,
got it.
just to remind you, in case you missed that, Princess Peach walks into a bar. She does, you know. She's going. That's a bit of a chuckle. Princess Peach walks into a bar. What does she sit on?
A toadstool.
She sits on a toadstool. And with that, we're going to give Jodie a round of applause for making it through. And we're going to pause right there. Mike? Is that you? Is that you? Where are you? So well done, Jodie. Well done for that. We had a little hiccup there, but that's okay. We've resolved the issue. So, as always, let's say you're walking into a bar. You're not going to, try and chat anybody up because we're Christians and we don't
Don't do that.
do it like that. You've gone to the pub with your mum and your dad because you've got to sit down and tell them something. So you sit down, you get into one of those little booths, like at Wetherspoons.
Oh yeah.
You get in a booth, you sat there, mum and dad in front of you. You've got to tell them some bad news. You've got to tell them that you're dropping out of university after they have supported you through 2 years of university. So they're getting quite upset. They've just had their worlds shattered. And then you sit down and you go, look, I'm going to lighten up the mood. They go, how are you going to do that? They go, okay, well, let me tell you this joke. So that what you then say to your parents, you go, so Princess Peach walks into a bar. What does she sit on? And they go, a stool? No. It's a toadstool. They laugh. You laugh. Reconciliation. They then support you in going onto an apprenticeship somewhere. You then become the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and everyone's proud.
Hey.
And that is how we do it. So, as always, you can use our jokes, and none of them are copyrighted. In fact, some of them are stolen from elsewhere. So, you are welcome to use that as you please in the same situations that we always cite. So, thank you for that. And we are going to move on to section 2, which is what we've been playing this week.
What you been playing this week?
Okay, welcome back. It's time for section 2, which is what have you been playing this week? So, Jodie, what have you been playing over the last 2-3 weeks? I don't know how long it's been.
I have been playing a lot of stuff. So, we'll start with Fortnite.
Okay.
I played the new season.
Oh, season 4?
Yeah, I had a little play on that yesterday.
Did you get the battle pass?
I already had the battle pass.
For season 4?
Oh, not for season 4. I've not done that yet.
No.
But that's coming.
Interesting.
I've not done that bit
Okay.
yet. I have played a bit of Monster Hunter.
Oh,
I had a bit of
she's
Monster
getting
Hunter
back
game.
into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The monster still killed me, and I'm very not happy at all. I have also got back into Minecraft.
Look at
A
you
little
getting
game
back
of
into
Minecraft. Yeah, I was very chuffed with myself. And I think I had to go on Destiny 2 again,
Really
but I'm still not keen on it. And I played Watch Dogs 2 as well.
interesting. I've tried about on 3 different occasions to try and get back into Destiny 2, and it's not happened.
It's just not happening. Same here, it's not
It's
happening.
sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sad. We were up for it and it died.
They broke it. I should have just left it the first one, where I didn't like it anyway. So, there you go.
Okay. So you've been getting a bit of time into those games you've already put a bit of time into.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So how about you, Timmy?
How about me? Well, I have only been playing 2 games,
Oh, okay.
and one of them not that much. The one I've just been playing non-stop is God of War. I have got the full
course.
review for today. I'm excited to share.
Nice.
Excited for share time. But I've literally just been playing that non-stop, and I am loving it. So good. The other one I've been playing is one that we did an unboxing for very recently, and that was Shantae Half Genie Hero. So I was just a little bit excited for that. The actual reason I got that was because I forgot that I had ordered it.
That's what you do with most things.
It happens
isn't
a lot
really?
of the time. But to be fair, I'm quite happy I still got it. It's good. It's good. I think I need more time. I've only played about an hour and a half, and I'm like about it. So I was thinking about doing the review for it today, but obviously I can't review it with an hour and a half's worth of playtime. So we'll leave that for next week. Okay. But it's been okay. It's been okay.
Nice.
I thought I liked Shantae games more than I've been enjoying this one. I don't enjoy it as much as I thought I did. So that was sad. But yeah. The good thing is as well, I recently purchased. I wish I had it here to show you right now. But I got a little hoary TV screen, portable screen.
Uh-huh.
It's about this big. It's like 15 inches. So obviously now I've got my beautiful God of War PS4 Pro downstairs, which we're going to have a discussion about in just a second. But now I've got that downstairs, I have a really nice long HDMI cable running around the entire back of the room. And now whenever I want to play on anything, I just get the HDMI cable from under the couch, plug it into the screen, and I get to play. So I can play on my PS4 anywhere I want now. It's beautiful. Beautiful. So it's enabled me to play lots of God of War when I wouldn't have been able to before. So I basically just non-stop been playing that. So we do need to have the discussion though. So there was, previous to God of War coming out, we had many a discussion about whether we should get the PS4 Pro. Now Mike was very supportive. You were not.
No.
So you've only seen it very briefly in the flesh. You saw it behind my TV.
I did.
How did you feel about it?
It just looked ugly. I'll be honest. It does too busy.
Okay.
I think if it didn't have as many of those like lines and circles on it, I think we might be okay.
Yeah.
And even if it just like had some fancy writing saying God of War going across the axe, I would have been okay. But it's just not happening.
Yeah, I think Mike liked it. He was more less harsh, I would say. I still don't know how I feel about it. I agree, there's too much going on the top. I actually really like the front, where it's just got the little
front looks
symbols.
nice.
And that's all you can see.
Yeah,
Because it's like,
true.
it's behind a TV, but it comes out a little bit. where the gap between the TV and the TV stand is, so you can see that bit, which is great because you can get the discs in and out with no problems. But I don't have to see the top bit, and the top bit is where I'm just like, I see what they were doing, I know why they did it, but I don't know whether making the PS4. I don't know who thought making the PS4 into an axe was a good idea. So I still like that it's all relevant to the game, and like if you've played the game a lot, you appreciate it more, which is nice. It's not just like your bog standard. Here's God of War written on it. We're done. Because that's what they could have done. But I like that it's a bit different. But I don't know how I fully feel about it. So we've got Mike who likes it. We've got you who hates it. And then you got me in the middle. And I'm the one who owns it. So there you go. So we did it anyway. And I thought it was good. I'm glad we did that. So there you go, kids. If Jodie ever tells you not to do something, do the opposite. And you'll feel impartial about your decision. And on that note...
And realised 4 weeks later that Jodie was right.
No, I'm still happy I've got another PS4. It was good. That was the right decision. But what are the PS4 Pro special editions I've got? I can't just get a normal black one. That's boring. That's boring. I've had a normal black one.
No one's going to see
rid of that.
it.
Got rid of that 'cause it's boring. The only other option is some Star Wars one that looks rubbish.
Oh, no, you don't go for Star Wars.
So, and you think about it, I had the controller. I wanted the controller. I got the controller. I'm selling the controller. But I essentially got the controller in it, which brought the price down because I'm going to sell that one off. And you got the game in it. So essentially, you got a PS4 Pro for about 300 quid. This limited edition.
I just wouldn't
Can't complain with that one.
Anyway.
So on that note, happy days for Timmy, sad days for Jodie. So let's move on to now section 3, which is the news.
It's time for some news, yeah. It's time for some news.
Right, I need to finish this tea so I can transfer my Vimto into it now.
I'm going to have Vimto tasting tea. I'm going to say, oh no, actually yours is bigger than mine.
Oh, look at that for size. I feel like I'm at an old lady's house when I drink juice out of a mug. I feel like that always happens. For some reason, old ladies only have mugs. And you have juice or something in it, and you're just like, oh, this is disgusting. Why am I having juice out of a mug? There's something weird about it, isn't it? Juice out of a glass. Oh.
It's true.
There's some pointless conversation for you. Welcome back. It's time for section 3, which is the news. So we have 5 items. I tried to reduce it a little bit this time. I tried to take off some of the pointless stuff. Good. But I feel like some of them are still pointless anyway. So let's go crack on with number 1. So the Nintendo Labo Variety Pack has topped the Japanese sales charts, doubling God of War. So I was interested. I don't actually have... Oh, I should have brought it with me. I actually have the numbers, but it was literally more or less double. Like we're talking like God of War had like 45,000 sales. Okay. And then the Nintendo Labo Variety Pack had something like 90. I just think that's crazy. So Cardboard beat a game that took 5 years to make. Let's just enjoy that. So on that note though, Nintendo Labo, you saw it in action. You seemed very critical, should we say?
I was
very
first.
Like, not sure about it. But you actually had a play on the fishing game.
I did.
How did you find that?
I thought it was quite good actually, because I thought we were going to get it, and then it just wasn't going to respond in the way you wanted it to. But it responded so well.
It's crazy,
it was
isn't it?
Unbelievable. Like,
yeah.
I was literally like, how is this working?
Yeah. So again, we're going to be reviewing that a bit later, but yeah. So we've built some of them. It's good. It's good, isn't it? And you were surprised, which was nice.
Very surprised.
So then, under God of War was the second pack, which was the robot kit. That was third on the list. So I'm interested to see how that's translated over to the Western market, but it seems like it's done really well. And well done, Nintendo. Well done. Number 2. So Nintendo gets a new president. So the president is really old.
Yeah.
And I think he was a temporary president. He's really funny because he looks like he would hurt you if you angered him, but then he smiles, and it's like everything is okay. Okay. It's like flowers start growing in fields because he smiled. Okay. So he's a very interesting man. But he's now gone. He's retired. He said, "I've done all I can do."
That's good. I like it when people go, "I've done everything I can do." It.
Japanese businessmen, tend to be very much like that. Like when Satoru Iwata, who's unfortunately dead now, why is that funny?
It's just the way you said it.
It's very sad.
He's passed away.
We're not joking about this guy. He's
No,
fun,
we're not.
a beautiful guy, beautiful man. He unfortunately made the Wii U happen, but he made the Switch happen too. But when the Wii U was failing, and it was like badly, he literally he cut his wage in half until it was fixed.
See,
like he was literally like,
guy.
I don't deserve the money that I'm getting. I'm gonna halve it to make sure that other people in the business have jobs. That's pretty crazy. You don't get that in the Western market.
It's like, I'm not giving up my job for that. It's not my fault it went wrong.
Exactly. So I have like big respect for them. But there's the new president. He's actually quite young. I find, well, this is me in my own young naive state. But I was like, when they were like, oh, this is very young president, I was like, young? He's 40 odd. How is he young? But apparently that's young for president.
It's true. Probably.
So I'm interested what you think about this. So he has said that he's got big plans. And one of his main focuses is to expand the mobile presence of Nintendo.
Yeah, I found that interesting.
How do you feel about that?
I feel Crossy Roads, when they did Crossy Roads, Animal Crossy Roads on the phone.
Animal Crossing Roads?
You mean
Crossy Animal Crossing?
That's it.
I was going to say.
Sorry.
Are you telling me there's an Animal Crossing Crossy Roads? Let's get on this.
There probably is somewhere, but you never know. But yeah, Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that game went really well. Like, everyone loved it.
Yeah.
I think that was like the tester for it. And now that it worked, I now understand why he's saying, I want to go more into this. Because I bet they got a lot of money out of that.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Because I was literally like watching gamers all over the place going, I've just bought like £70 worth of stuff. And I'm like, what? Why have you done that? But yeah, I am... I wasn't surprised when that was announced. I was not surprised.
It scares me a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It scares me. Like, I've actually liked every single game that they've brought out on the on mobile phones, but I'm just like, oh, I don't know. It scares me. And especially because Mario Run, it didn't like fail. It wasn't like they made money off it, but because that was an upfront cost, wasn't it? It cost like £8 or something, and people freaked out. And like, because that didn't do as well as they hoped, but then like Animal Crossing and like the Fire Emblem one, they've like made like ridiculous amounts of money and they're free to play. It just scares me that we're gonna get a load of. It's gonna go too far. Like, it's always with these companies, the first few are all right, and then it gets then the crap comes out. Can we say crap? Tell us in the comments. Yeah, so it scares me. I'm scared, but I'm just gonna have faith. I don't know this guy. I don't know if I can trust this guy. He's only 40. He's only a young guy. How does he know? How does he know what he's doing?
He's okay.
Is he like looking at like Clash of Clans and going, we need to have Clash of the Marios? I hope not. You know, where we have bars where instead of stools they have toadstools. Princess Peach comes in, sits on a toadstool. I don't want that. I don't want that. So I'm scared. Don't let me down. I'm putting my trust in you.
Nintendo, continue doing what you do.
I'm putting my trust in you, young president. Don't let me down. Okay. So number 3, Fortnite season 4 has kicked off.
It has.
How did you enjoy what a comic crash was? You're more into Fortnite than I am. So are you experiencing good changes, or what's your thoughts?
I think like, because I went on the PlayStation, but then I went on the mobile one, and we had that glitchy side of it. You know what I mean? And we had that, but this time it kind of worked a little bit better than I expected, and it was the same with PUBG. But I feel like they all just uploaded at the same time, and everything went really well. Yeah. But I mean, everyone thought it was going to be Tilted Towers. We all thought that.
Everybody thought that. Yeah. To be fair, it was just off to the right. Oh well, depends on your own.
I think it was mainly because they were like, everyone thinks it's going to be there because we've kind of pointed it that way, but we're going to blow up.
Do you reckon they did that on purpose? They went, everyone thinks it's there. Let's change it now.
Yeah, there was a massive reaction, I think, when they saw I have a Dusty Depot gun. But yeah, I'm just I kind of like it. I mean, the kids were playing it on Monday night, and there was like one of them like panicked.
When you say the kids, not
youth
your,
group.
not your.
My kids. I don't have kids. I don't want kids for a long time. But the kids were playing it, and one of them panicked because they didn't realise that they were meteorites just flying from the sky and just dropping in different places.
I didn't know that.
So they just started panicking because one of it broke their base. So they just ran off. It's like, and then they got shot and died, of course. But but they did well. I mean, like, but I think it's really good, and I'm glad that they're changing it up because it was getting boring and still, but it was nice.
So I jumped in and I've only played 2 quick matches, and I went to the meteorite site. Died immediately because everybody was going there.
It's a new utility towers.
So I got my interesting question. Would you prefer, like, going forward from this, would you prefer the same map to be changed again, like, you know what I mean, like different things changed around or whatever, or would you just prefer a whole new map?
I think I'd like to have a whole new map.
Okay.
But I like this map. So I would like to have. I do not like that you had a choice between 2 maps to go on, or they were just randomly generated different maps. That would be nice, and you'd always have something different.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel. So PUBG have added a few extra maps, but not in the mobile version.
No.
And I just wonder, like, how it would split the player bases, though, like, how it would have to work. Would it have to just match make you into a random map? But then some people who really just like that one map will get annoyed because they're being forced to play this other one. But then if you choose, you could get, like, nobody playing the new one, and it just could be messy, couldn't it?
Yeah.
But then I just think, like, can they actually survive for years off just having one map? That's the question. That's the question. So I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like everyone knows that map so well.
Oh yeah, I know where like half the loot boxes are, and I'm like,
you know what I mean? I just think, would it mix it up a bit more having a whole new map?
I think it needs to, because all these really like big people that play it like 24/7, they just need to have the butts kicked a little bit.
Yeah.
By the younger ones.
I mean, I reckon you won't say anything till at least next year. I'm hoping.
Oh no, definitely.
I'm hoping that they're focusing on a Nintendo Switch version right now. So hopefully then afterwards maybe they can think about a new map.
Oh, no, that's a good idea.
You were there just kind of like, I don't want a Switch version. Hold on a minute. I can play it anywhere then. Yes, you can, Jodie. You can play it anywhere and it would look better than the mobile version.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yes, yes please. So there you go. That's Fortnite Season 4. Did you actually look at the different stuff that you unlocked through the Battle Pass?
No, I didn't get a chance.
So I've had a quick look.
Okay.
And I don't find it that amazing this time. You get some cool skins right from the start, like some really cool ones.
Oh, okay.
But then the final skin that you unlock for getting to like level 100 is just a different colour variation of the first one. Nope. It's
a bit rubbish, guys.
So there you go. I don't know. Like the rest of the stuff just doesn't look that good either. But because I didn't play season 3 that much, I just really wanted the dance move that had, you know, where it does the
I got that the other night.
Yeah, so I really wanted to get that before it closed and a lot of you just going like, you haven't even got that yet. Yeah, well, I don't play it all the time like you nerds. I play good games like God of War.
What are you trying to say?
But I really wanted that dance move because I feel like, you know, when I eventually get my first win, which will never happen, but I want to be able to go up to the person that I've just killed and do that dance.
We'll do it one day.
Hopefully
it'll be on a live stream.
One day. So there you go. But yeah, I really don't. I probably played maximum of about 10 hours of that game. Maximum. No more than that. Sorry. I only play good games.
This is why I give my controller to the kids.
And
they do it. And they just level me up.
It's great.
Like, I don't have to do anything.
Why can't I have some little kids that can just do that for me? Okay. So number 4, Nintendo is currently redesigning the Joy-Cons because there's connection issues. This is one of those stories that I was talking about that's really pointless. But I put it in there anyway because it's news. And so I think it's the right Joy-Con. I might be mistaken.
Okay.
But one of them like has a habit of disconnecting randomly. I've never experienced that, but loads of people complain about that. I think it's happened to a few people, and then everyone just jumped on the bandwagon. It was like, oh yeah, mine's doing it too. No, you probably don't even have a Switch. The people who complain, they probably don't even have a Switch.
Yeah,
Go
I
away.
complained. And it wasn't even. I don't even have one.
So apparently they are actually redesigning it at the moment and trying to move around the antennas and stuff. So there you go. If you do have that problem, we apologise for.
But to be honest with you, it worked really well with the Labo overnight.
Absolutely.
Just saying, there was no technical difficulties
No
there.
technical difficulties at all.
So stop complaining.
Exactly. So, but if you are having them, Nintendo are looking at redesigning them. And I don't know actually why I'm saying that that's good for you, because if yours isn't working, the fact that they're redesigning them doesn't mean that you're going to get that redesign for free. You're going to have to pay for it. Yep. So, sucks to be you. Number 5. Red Dead Redemption got a new trailer a couple of days ago.
I've not seen it yet.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, I don't feel like it showed loads. Like, people, like, this just shows how big this game is. They can literally just put out a screenshot of the swamp, and people lose their minds. Like, lose their minds.
We should do a reaction video.
Well, we will do a reaction video, yeah. But the new trailer, it's more just like, shows you more of the scenery and like actual in-game footage, which is good. You actually see gameplay, but you see like what the game will kind of look like. And I've not actually watched the whole trailer, but I've seen bits of it, and it did look pretty incredible. So I can't wait for that game.
Nice.
And anybody who thinks that game's coming out on the Switch, nope, that's not it. That's not coming out on the Switch. Sorry to burst everyone's hopes and dreams.
Just will not happen.
Will not happen. So that is the news. I hope you enjoyed it. And we are going to move on to what is out this week.
Can someone tell me what's out this week? Hey-oh.
Okay, welcome back. It's time for what is out this week. So number 1, we have got Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze on the Nintendo Switch, which is out on Friday. So we did say, I think it was 2 shows ago, we're now going to tell you what's coming out the week that you will watch this, because we record this on a Thursday and it comes out the following Monday.
Yep.
So by the time we told you what's on that Friday, it's already out. But because last week's show came out a week late, because we have a million issues that we've now fixed, we hope.
We have.
We hope.
We're hoping. We're praying.
So we're just going to update you on what's coming out this Friday. So by the time you're watching this will have just come out, this stuff. So Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze will have come out on Friday. I can't wait to play that now. I've got the bug. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have faith that it's actually going to come tomorrow, because I got an email from Game saying, we're packaging it. And I'm like, you should have packaged it 2 days ago, you scumbags. So that comes out on Friday anyway. I'm excited for that. I never played it on the Wii U, even though I had a Wii U. So I'm excited to play that. It's good times. Number 2, State of Decay 2, which is an Xbox One exclusive. I actually didn't even realise that was coming out this week until I looked it up. And I was like, oh, that snuck up on us. So that's kind of like it's kind of like a zombie survival game, but like you kind of get survivors and you bring them back to your own little like villagey area, and like you can set them on assignments and do all this stuff.
The zombies on assignments?
No, survivors.
Oh, right. I thought you like zombies. I was like, how do you get a zombie to go on an assignment?
So you can like go out and gather resources. You can try and get survivors back. You can like if you like find a doctor, you can bring them back and they can like help with medical stuff.
Okay.
But I played a bit of the first State of Decay on the Xbox One when they brought it out, because I never played it on the 360, because I never had a 360, and it was alright. But they've had a bigger budget on this one, so it could be better. But don't forget, if you buy it digitally, not physically, you'll also get it on the PC as well. So that's what the draw.
See,
and also it's on Game Pass as well. So if you have Game Pass, you can play it for free.
There you go.
Which I got a Sea of Thieves hard drive, which gave me another month of
nice.
of it for free. So I'm going to get to play that for free. I probably won't play it for like a month and then I'll forget and I'll be sad. Okay, so there you go. State of Decay 2 was out on Friday. Also, Total War Saga Thrones of Britannia is out on PC. I thought I'd just throw that in there for some of those PC nerds out there. They've got to get something.
You got it, yeah. That might have been that extra subscriber, because you had PC for 2 weeks.
I heard that they're going to tell us a PC game that's coming out this week. Subscribe. Yeah, I'm not. I don't care. The only thing I like doing in Total War games, right? And it was Shogun Total War. I think it's either the first one or the second one. All I did was, I had it on the PC when I was younger. I just gave myself tons of people in like a sandbox mode. So I'd give myself just hundreds of thousands of units. And then I'd give the enemy like 2. and then I'd basically just get all my guys and then just send them all in to kill the 2 people. And then it'd go victory at the end. And it was funny to watch because you just see all these people go into each other. And it was like guaranteed win.
Nice.
And it was funny. So I've never actually played a Total War game properly. I don't plan on doing it anytime soon.
No.
And then finally, SteamWorld Dig 2 is coming out, is out now as well. And one of you there is going, hold on a minute, Tim. SteamWorld Dig 2? It's already out. What are you talking about? I've been playing it on the Switch for like 5 months or something. This is a physical version. You can buy it physically because Jodie's not into any of that digital rubbish, are you?
No.
You're all about the physical stuff. So you can now get that on a physical cartridge or on disc if you want to get it on PS4, although I don't know why you do that. So SteamWorld Dig 2 is now out physically. It's more expensive and I don't see the point. So
I might buy that one digitally. Just because of the price drop.
So there you go. So I think all of those games are out will be out now, which was the Friday. So Jodie, as always, if somebody is sat at home now, money literally burning a hole in the pocket, into the leg, excruciating pain, they go to the hospital, they get the money removed that's been burnt into them, and they're like, oh, I've got to do something with this money now. I want to buy a game. Which out of those 4 games do you recommend?
State of Decay 2.
Really? Yeah. Okay, what? You seem like you're like, oh, zombies. What won you over?
I think it's the fact that you get to go out and like you're not just stopping yourself from like protecting yourself, but you go out and like survive people, bring them back, and then you can just boss them around and tell them where to go. Oh,
that started off as a very Christian answer, like, oh, I really like helping people and helping them survive, and then I like to boss them around and tell them what to do. Fair enough, Jodie. So there you go. State of Decay 2 is our pick of the week this week. So on that note, it's time for section 5, which is reviews of the week.
Oh, it's time to get funky. The reviews of the week.
Welcome back. It's time for section 5, which is reviews of the week. And our first one, last week I gave you my first impressions of God of War. Mm-hmm. It landed at a very high 9, if I remember correctly. I was like, there's a few places that gave it a 10. Controversial gave him a 10. I was like, oh, I want to give it a 10, but I can't. I don't feel like it's quite not sure how I feel about the setting. It was like 9.8. I was like, it's so close to a 10, it's unreal. So now I've played it more. I've played it a lot. I'm still not at the end because I'm the sort of game, I don't know what sort of game you're like, Jodie, but like Assassin's Creed, for example, there's like a million things to collect. I have to go around and collect every single thing before I finish the game. I cannot do it the other way around. What are you like?
Just in it for the storyline.
So, from what I've heard, most people with God of War have played it like that. They've just tried to get through the single player and then they've done extra stuff at the end. I've not done that. There's like some areas you can go into you can find certain things and then you can come back later and you'll have more tools, which mean you can find more things in the same area. So I'm literally getting everything I possibly can in that one area going through the more story, coming back to that area and then getting everything else. So I'm literally getting everything. So it's taking me longer, but I'm enjoying it so much.
That's good.
So this God of War, if you've ever played any of the old God of Wars, it was very linear. It's point A to point B, kill a load of stuff, do a load of stuff that's just really bad. Throw in some naughty nudie scenes in there, lots of violence, but it's just point A to point B, done. And this one is very much, it does have that. If you want to play it like that, you totally can. But you go into these sort of like this, like you'll go through, it's not like an Assassin's Creed where it's just like one massive world, you just go wherever you want. It's like you come to a section, it's more open. You can go around and explore that area if you want, and there's like stuff you can find. And for example, one of the scenes you'll have seen probably the most in trailers and stuff is like a big lake, and you can go around in a boat, and there's like little kind of like small islands you can go off and do stuff there. But then you'll go through more of a point A to point B bit, and then you'll come to another big open area. You can find stuff there.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a bit of both, and I kind of like that. But if you're not into collecting stuff, you're not into exploring, you can just go through the story and you'll have a great time. So it's different in that sense. Also, what's very different is this is so story driven. Like in terms of like the other games were just Kratos is really angry, so he wants to kill a bunch of people. That's not the case on this at all. Like you've got your son who you would think he's going to be annoying. He's just going to follow you around, just cause me trouble. Oh, he's my son. He's my son. Atreus is my son. You know what I mean? And I just done a section in the game where last night I was like, Beth was like, oh, we're going to go to bed now. And I was like, just let me finish this section. Oh my gosh, the section was crazy. The story got crazy. Like, something happened to my son. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to find out what happens. And I went to sleep and I was like, oh my gosh. I sat there in bed just going like, Atreus, it's going to be okay. Atreus, I'm going to come back for you, mate. It's going to be all right. But it's just like always mixing stuff up. And then I just did a section that was just insane. And it was like a really good callback to the old game. So there's a bit of a payoff if you've played some of the old ones. You don't need to have played the old ones to get it, but you'll appreciate it more. So I'd advise if you're going to play it, watch like a sum up of the first 3 games. They're on YouTube. It'll be like God of War in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I played like the first 2.
Oh, did you?
I just didn't play the third.
Okay. Yeah, so I'd watch like a sum up so you just get the references. But the storyline, last week when I was like, oh, it's like there's a few things I don't agree with. The more you play this game, the more you love it. There's not many games where I've just been like, the more I'm playing it, it just gets better and better and better and better. Like the combat evolves, it gets like, it's really simple at the start and it just gets more complex and fun and different ways of mixing it up, and then something just happens to the combat that made it insane. That I'm not going to spoil for you. But yeah, so everything just gets better. The story gets better. You think it's just this really simple point A to point B story, and then it splits off in like a million different directions. You love your son. He is my son. Atreus, my boy. It's going to be all right. And it just introduces really great characters. My favourite thing about it, though, is, like I said before, God of War 1, 2, and 3, and all the other spin-offs, were just about Kratos being angry, and he got really annoying because you're just like, mate, just sit down, have a Tetley's tea, have a Tetley's tea, get your foot in a foot spa, mate, chill out. And this one is like, I love that, like, from the start they didn't just go, oh, we're going to make Kratos really sensitive now. Like, at the start he is still a very angry man, but as you go through the story he progresses and his character progresses. And he almost cried last night. He almost cried.
We see another side to him.
Almost cried.
My
but
goodness.
I like that they didn't just go, oh, we're just going to make him dead sensitive now. Well, whatever. It's like
good.
he's developed through it. So it still feels like Kratos, but you've seen him develop. So if you play the old games, you feel like you're going on a journey with that character.
Nice.
And so all I can say is, like, if you're 18 and you have a PS4, this is a must-play game. This is like, it's difficult to say, is it PS4's best game? Because I think Horizon Zero Dawn's up there, but those 2 games are must plays. Absolutely. If you have a PS4, if you don't play Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, and Uncharted 4, get out. Get out. Which ones haven't you played? So overall, this has been a journey for Tim, but this game is a 10 out of 10. It is a 10 out of 10. So the only games we've given 2 10 out of 10s so far. Or 3. We've been getting 10 out of 10s like candy, haven't we? It's because like we've had just classic. In the last 2 years, last year we've just had incredible. So we've given Mario Odyssey.
Yep.
We've given it to Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
We've given it to The Last Guardian.
Yes.
And we've also given it to God of War now. So there are 4 10 out of 10s. Could there be a 5th 10 out of 10 today, Jodie? Could there be?
You never know.
Is it possible? So yeah, to me, it's a straight up 10 out of 10. It's just an absolutely incredible game. And the more and more I played it, the less. So my complaint last week was that I wasn't a massive fan of the Viking setting. I didn't get a lot of Viking feeling out of it. So the first games were all about the Greeks and Greek gods and stuff, and you got that, all that came across. But in this one, it didn't really feel like, I didn't feel like I was in a Viking world, which is just a weird complaint, but it's true. But the more I've played it, the more I've literally just experienced really my first proper few gods, and they felt crazy to fight, and it was good. It was good. Mythical gods. Just want to point that out before we get upset. So yeah, 10 out of 10. 100%, like, if it just is. So morality score wise, this is where it gets a little bit more tricky. So God of War traditionally is very violent, and the thing with this is you're not really, I said last week as well, you're not really fighting like human characters. There's only a handful of points where that happens, and it's dealt with very differently. It's like very emotional when you kill a human. and it's more like respect for human life, which is weird to say, but you know what I mean. Like it's not like just going like when you're killing monsters, it's just like But when you kill a human, it's like it's actually very emotional, and like even Kratos himself is like treats it differently. You know what I mean? And he actually makes a big point of not letting Atreus fight any humans because it's like a bigger deal. So that it was good how they actually did that, which you just wouldn't have expected. Like there's a point where I don't want to spoil anything, but like basically when the first human is killed, it's like very emotional, like heavy hitting. So it was a very big surprise. So that was good, but it's violent in the sense of like Kratos is swinging around and acts like a crazy person, and he's punching them in the face. But because they don't even look like any. You know what I mean? They're not. You're ripping apart like bits of wood, really. Like some of the monsters are made up of like trees and stuff. It's not like you're seeing blood and guts. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no like blood and guts flying everywhere, and there's a few occasions where it's like, I mean, a guy got an axe to the head. I'm not going to deny that happened, but yeah, it's nothing compared to what the older games were like. And there's no nude scenes. There's no boobies flying around everywhere. It's like it's good. It's much better. But it is quite violent. Like Kratos is still a very angry man. And I've only experienced, I think it's only one character I've actually experienced who swears, which blew my mind. I was expecting a lot more than that.
Especially in 18 as well.
Exactly. And then, of course, you've got all of it's all based around Norse mythology. So there is other religions in there. It's all Vikings and all that. But I'm not gonna say nobody believes in that. But I'd say it's a very small percentage who actually think that that's a real thing. So morality score-wise, I thought this was going to be a straight up like 0 or 1 because of what the old ones are like. But this is actually going to get a 5. It's actually not as bad as what I expected. So there you go. So take that as you like.
Well done, good one.
Take it as you like. But yeah, well, I'm going to say a 4. I feel like a 5 is going to be being a bit too generous there.
Okay.
So I'm going to go for a 4. So, but I definitely recommend, like, if you're not heavily impacted by Norse mythology, if you don't struggle with the Norse religion, and yeah, I think like to be honest with you, you fight like in Uncharted, you were literally fighting humans, gunning them down, punching them in the face and everything. Like it's probably less violent than that to be honest. So I definitely recommend it. I think you should 100% play it. I think you'll love it.
Mate,
it's basically like Uncharted and The Last of Us had a baby with God of War, and this is what was birthed out of it. That's what it's like.
Don't say this.
It is.
Don't say them.
And I just love this. It's one of these where you like some people have been like, oh, it's just like a reskinned. It's just like a reskinned. What did I just say? The Last of Us. But I love the direction that all these Sony studios are going in. Like I'm like, it works. Go and do it. But yeah, it's done in a really good. I think like in The Last of Us where you had Ellie and whatever his name was. I forgot his name now. The main character.
Joel.
Yeah, Joel. That's it. That relationship that they had, I feel like God of War does that better.
No, don't say things like that.
I think they did. I think they do it better. So there you go. So it's a must play. Jodie's going to play it for sure now.
Mate, I'm going on.
There you go.
I want to go get it.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the God of War final review. So 10 out of 10 on the game score, and then 4 out of 10 on the morality score. And then finally, I'm going to do a really quick review of Nintendo Labo. So this is particularly the variety pack. So we talked very briefly. So you got to have a little go of the house.
Yeah.
You got to have a go of the fishing rod and of the RC car. So I'm going to get your perspective on just the games, because you didn't experience the building part of it, did you?
No.
You've only experienced that. So I'll get your impression on that in a minute. So I came into this, I'm not going to lie, very excited. I just thought it's something so different. In fact, I'm going to go and pull them out now. I'm going to have a little pause.
Go get him, Timmy.
Okay, so I was building... So the only thing I was concerned about with Nintendo Labo is being heavily pushed as like a kid's thing.
Yes.
And that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. But I don't have a kid. I am the kid.
Yes.
So I wanted to try it because it just looks so different to anything that has ever been out there before. But my wife is majorly into building stuff, and like she's very creative and stuff like that. So we had a crack at building some of the stuff.
Okay.
So it comes in little sheets like this, Jodie.
Lovely.
And then it kind of like you just pop the stuff out. I'm not going to pop them out because I need to use it later. But you basically just pop them out, and it's amazing what comes out. But the instructions that it takes you through on the Switch is so good. It's like they've literally got 3D models of every single thing, and it's all animated. It shows you exactly how to like bend it and flip it, and you can move it all around with your finger.
See,
it's just done so well.
That's what IKEA need to do.
They do.
You just
They
need
actually
to do that.
So, and you're kind of building it, and you just like when you finish it, you just can't believe what you've actually built. So, first example, we actually built. I got it. Oh, the first thing we built, of course, was the RC car. This took less than... I'd say this took 5 minutes to make.
I was going to say, did you do that first? Because it was
yeah,
the easiest to do.
It kind of like... we've done them really in order, but it kind of gives you an order of which ones... You don't have to do it in the order that's telling you to, but yeah. And we kind of customised it with the Splatoon eyes. Little stickers there, you can see.
Made it like a bug.
Yeah, and like, I can't believe how well this works. It's absolutely incredible. But to be honest with you, I had the most fun actually just making it. I even had fun just watching Beth make most of it as well, because every time I went to bend something, she was like, what are you doing? This is for me to do. And so the RC car worked incredibly well. But then we got all excited, and we just really wanted to make the fishing rod. So here is the fishing rod. It extends.
Oh.
And also, you can... Oh my gosh, it clicks. It clicks. Absolutely amazing. So, I think this one was where it blew our minds, how good it was. This took about an hour and a half to make. But it's just so much fun to make. And that's the biggest part of it. The last one we haven't made them all so far, but last one we made was the house. So this is the house, and you have a little pet in it. And it's got a lot, you can like push and pull like little buttons into the side, and like this one twists, and different things happen on it with your little pet. But it's just absolutely incredible. So the building experience, I don't think anybody in the history of building stuff has done a tutorial as good as Nintendo Labo has. It's just so good. It's even just fun to watch on the screen and just mess around with. Nice. So the building part of me was absolutely spot on. Now I'm interested to get your perspective. So you've not witnessed it being built, you've not seen it, apart from maybe you've seen the video of me and Beth making it, which you can see on the channel if you're interested. So you've not actually seen it being built. What was your impressions of the actual games itself? Because I'm interested to hear what you've got to say about the games, because I'm obviously just overwhelmed by the making of it. What did you think of the actual function of them? How did you find the actual gameplay?
To be honest with you, I found it quite remarkable.
Quite remarkable?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Like a big thing that actually there's no delay.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing between, like, you gotta wait like 10 seconds before, I don't know, the push button actually works. You literally slide it in and it works.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, oh my goodness, like, how can this be happening? So I found that so, like, because when I first saw it, I was like, no, it's not gonna work. Like, the cardboard, none of it, like, lasts 3 or 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's all gonna, like, get bent, broken, but I mean, like, if you take care of it, you'll be alright, you know what I mean? But I mean that some of those games, especially that rod, that fishing rod, I'm not lying, you just move it and it just moves with it, and I'm like, does, yeah. Oh so my goodness.
Even if you move it across like this on the actual screen, the actual wire follows where it's going.
There's no delay.
No delay at all.
It's just crazy how it's done. Like, I don't even know how it knows what it's doing. That's the thing where I'm like, oh my goodness, this is actually Nintendo have done something amazing.
Yeah. So I mean, I felt very similar. I think I was thinking the games were going to be incredibly naff. The way people had talked about them, it was like, oh, it's going to be like, really naff. I didn't have that experience. Like, I can't get Beth off the fishing game. She wants to go on it all the time. And I'm like, when we first built it, I didn't get to play it for half an hour because she just wouldn't stop. She's like, just one more. But yeah, I mean, even the RC car, like, we've had like probably like a few hours of just fun of just messing around with this because it's just so fun to play with. But I am blown away by it, and
Yeah.
it's gonna take a long time for me to get over it. But even like the cardboard itself, a lot of people just like, oh, it's just rubbish cardboard, but it's actually really sturdy. Like, I don't feel like that's gonna rip anytime soon. Like, I'm putting quite a lot of pressure on that, and that's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? So I'm just like amazed by the quality. So for me, I said, could it be done that we could have another 10 out of 10? Like, this is the most controversial 10 out of 10, but to me, this is a straight up 10 out of 10. I have not had this much fun with a game in a long time. Just like, I'm not talking about like God of War is very satisfying and it's got a great story and it takes you through all that. But this is just pure fun.
Oh no, definitely.
And every single time I see somebody experience, not even the building, just playing the game for the first time, like the face is just light up. And there's not many games that can do that. So, I get why people would be annoyed with me giving it a 10 out of 10 because a lot of people just said, oh, but you're paying 60. So this one, the variety kit is 60 quid, which is I want to point out is the price of a normal game. Like, officially, that's the price of a normal game. And I'm like, they're like, oh, it's just cardboard. No, you're getting a game. I see it as I'm getting a game with this stuff for free. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You're getting a big box. It's heavy. That box is heavy. And then you're getting to basically build yourself like 5 peripherals. A lot of people have sort of coupled it with like Lego, and it's like you build, but you get a bunch of Lego and you build it up. But the thing is with Lego, you build it up and it just stays like that. If you buy the £800 Millennium Falcon Lego kit, you build that. You don't play with that. That goes on a stand and nobody touches that. You know what I mean?
That goes in a glass cabinet.
Exactly. With this, you build this and you have a function for it. But on top of that, it's not just like, okay, I've got the fishing rod and all I can do is play this one fishing game. The game also has what it's called Toy-Con Garage. I said that like an American.
Yeah.
Like, we British say garage, so I'm going to say that right. It's because I've been watching too many videos on it. So Toy-Con Garage. And you can basically then program any of these to do whatever you want. So I can, if I want to, program the fishing rod to control the RC car. Like, what? Like, that is insane, isn't it? And you can make your own Toy-Cons if you want to. So if I wanted to make myself a guitar, I can do that and like program the Joy-Cons to work like a guitar. Like, it's absolutely insane. And I just think it's the variety kit. It's just so worth it. The amount you get in it is just so worth it. And I guarantee, even if you're an adult, you will have fun with this. You will 100%. And I've seen some of the reviews, particularly the IGN one. They were talking about how it's really tedious building the stuff. I promise you, it is not. It is so fun to build. If you've got another person, even if it's another adult, you'll have a great time. If it's you on your own, I don't really know how you'd feel about it. I think you'd still have a great time. But I don't think you have to be a kid to enjoy this. It is so fun. It is so fun. So yeah, to me, it's a 10 out of 10. It is, and I can't believe I'm saying that either, but it just is. Now, the robot kit, I don't have the robot kit, but I would imagine that'd be a different story, because it's just one thing. It takes 6 hours to make, and it's more expensive. So I feel like that would be way lower, because I'm like, I can imagine 6 hours getting very tedious. Yeah. And I don't know what the game's like, but it is only like one thing. So I'd imagine that would be significantly lower, but I'm like, you're getting essentially five lots of things that have different games in them. Like the house has like multiple mini games in it. And I think like, even if the fishing game only lasts you a couple of hours, like the fact that just in building time, you're over 10 hours just in building time, that's gameplay in this regard. And then you've got all the games left. So you've got at least like 20 hours of gameplay, I reckon. And it's just so much fun. And it's just what it does a great job of as well is showing you how things work as well. And it's just like you're learning, and it's just so fun. I just can't describe how much fun it is. So if you have a Switch, I feel like you need to buy this. 100% need to buy it because it's just amazing. So in terms of morality score, it's obviously just a 10. Like, there's nothing bad here whatsoever. I'd recommend this to absolutely anybody. But if you have a Switch, I think you have to get the variety kit. Give it a go. So there you go. And then you can do this all day long. I've still not caught that shark, Jodie. Still not caught that shark. So there you go. I don't think this will ever happen again. But we've had 2 10 out of 10s today.
Wow.
2 10 out of 10s.
That's something for the history books.
It is, and I don't feel like you're going to see another 10 out of 10 for quite a while now. So there you go. Unless, oh wait, Smash Brothers. No.
That cross in the sky.
We'll see. So there you go. The first ever in the history, I feel like, of games. A 10 out of 10 for 2 games in one go. There you go. So let's finally move on to our final section, which is section 6, which is topic of the week.
Topic of the week.
Welcome back. It's time for our final section, and it is topic of the week. And my question, I thought, we've had 2 10 out of 10s today, Jodie. It's all a bit too exciting for me. I just want to close right down right now and just go and play God of War. I need to go and help my son. I need to help him out. But I'm kind of interested is we kind of got 2 complete ends of the spectrum, and that's what I kind of love about this. We've got Nintendo Labo, which is like it's built for kids. That's its intention. And then you've got God of War, which is literally the opposite, and it's built for 18-year-olds. And I wouldn't recommend it to anybody under that age. But I hear all the time, like, this is pretty normal. I hear all the time about, like, parents that play, like, Grand Theft Auto with the kids, who play Call of Duty with the kids. I remember I actually saw a documentary a while ago, and it wasn't actually about games or violence or anything, but they were like, this dad was like, oh, like, I play Call of Duty with my 5-year-old son, who, like sat next to me. And then, like, a few minutes later, he's like, I don't understand why my son's really violent. And I'm not saying, let me just point something out. I'm not saying that video games automatically make you violent. Please don't. I'm actually a massive advocate for, like, violent video games isn't just going to make you a terrible person. But I don't think a 5-year-old playing that kind of a game, like, I'd be surprised if there wasn't some kind of like, if the kid didn't change as a result of that. So my kind of question is, what is okay for you to play with kids and what is not okay? So just for argument's sake, let's because it's difficult, you've got to have an age range here. So let's say primary school. I feel like that's helpful.
So what? From 7-year-olds.
Yes.
To 10-year-olds.
So like, if you're a parent, what would you recommend? Now, you said the kids before, not your kids.
Not my kids.
We don't have kids.
No.
So again, this is another little bit of housekeeping right now. Just because we don't have kids doesn't mean that we can't comment on what is sensible to play with kids. Okay? That just because you have a kid doesn't mean that you suddenly have all knowledge about what.
We are youth workers.
We're youth
workers,
yeah.
So.
Like, me, myself, I've done, like, I feel like people are going to shoot me down for even saying this, because this is what they do. But, like, I have done a degree in youth work, which I'm not saying that I am the most knowledgeable person in the world. I'm just saying, like, I've done a lot of my course and stuff was to do with, like, psychology and, like, studying how, like kids going through puberty and everything, how that changes them, all that sort of stuff. I'm not saying, I don't need somebody to come in and say that all youth workers are scumbags. I don't need you to come in and tell me that I'm stupid. I'm just telling you where we're coming from. You've been doing youth work for a long time too. So we work with young people all the time, is the point. So as a youth worker then, as a Christian, as a fellow human being, member of the human race, what would you recommend? Like, where's the line for, like, what you should play and shouldn't play with your kids, and, like, what should you allow your kids to play and not allowed to play?
Well, it all starts with the age rating, doesn't it?
Okay. If
you're playing a 16 or an 18 game, with your 5-year-old sat next to you, there's a problem. Just right there. But then, at the end of the day, you should be looking at the other stuff that's inside it. Like, I mean, you can get some violent, like, 12 games.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's some games, it's like films in a way. Because, like, certain films you wouldn't let your kids watch. So why is it not the same for games? And that's the question I always ask myself. Like, I always look at the content. And even when we do, like, game nights with, like, we did game night on Monday night, we had Fortnite out. And someone went, oh, it's a 18 game, why not one of the youth workers? And I just got this fury brought up on me. I was like, why are you letting these kids play 18? I was like, no, it's not. I mean, it's a 7 or a 12 at the most. Like, I don't actually know what the age rate is.
I think it's 12.
I knew it was somewhere between there. And I'm like, it's going to be a 12 at the most. Like, and these kids are 12.
Yeah.
Like, and to be honest with you, with that game, I'd probably let an under 12 play it. Not at the youth club, but I'd let an under 12 play it normally. Because it's not really that bad.
Yeah.
But that's my outlook on the game situation. But I just think if you're not prepared to let your kid watch certain things, you should be prepared to not let them play certain things as well. I think they both go in hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's good. And my sort of always first thought is, again, age rating is 100%. That is your easiest mark.
Yeah.
But then you don't just look at the age rating. Underneath the age rating, it tells you why. So I mean, it'll give a few symbols. So there's like a spider, which means fear. So it's like scary stuff.
Yeah.
They've got like a needle for drug use in it. They've got like a fist for like violence stuff. You can look it up. But you've got, the way I always think of it is like, so we're telling you this from a Christian perspective. If you're a Christian, you've got to think like the people who are rating these games are more than likely not Christians themselves. So if they're giving a game an 18, I feel like us as Christians are more harsh with games. We should be, I feel like. But if a non-Christian is giving it that, that's a pretty big sign, you know what I mean? So I feel like a few years back when I was, probably when I was about 13, if not. No, I mean, it was probably about 15, to be honest. So I turned 15 and there was a few movies that we went to that, I'm sorry, 100% 18s, but they got a 15 age rating, you know what I mean? So that's not even always the case. I think you have to look into it yourself. But I just think I've seen kids who have watched movies, like there's one kid that particularly comes to mind that's related to one of my friends, and they were literally watching horror movies since they were about 4, and I'm not joking, that kid's messed up. Like messed up, and and he's, oh my gosh, like, and there's just no way that they're not directly linked there. Now, I'm not saying it's very touchy for some people, but I'm not saying that there is you play Grand Theft Auto, you're gonna go out rob a car. That's not what I'm saying at all. I don't agree with that at all. But to say that it has no effect whatsoever is just being stupid. You know what I mean? Everything has an effect on you. What you watch, what you play will have an effect on you. I even think when I went round one of my friend's house when I was like, I think year 6, going into year 7, he had Grand Theft Auto and we played that a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, like that affected me as a kid. Like, I mean, certainly, like, I mean, just like some of the things it did on it, it made me feel more okay about it. You know, if that makes sense, you know what I mean? So kind of desensitized me to it. And desensitized is one of these words, again, that we gamers like to be like, no, it's not a real thing. I'm scared. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's almost saying that, hold on a minute, you should think about what you're playing, but you should. And desensitize, and what that essentially means, if you don't know, it basically means that like you train your brain to be okay with things that you shouldn't be okay with. So if you literally just watch videos of people being murdered all the time, your brain will get trained to not be shocked by that. So if you ever see that, again, you won't have the same reaction to say Jodie had never seen anything like that. She would be way more shocked and upset probably about that. So it's about that like, yeah, and then like, so then drug use, for example, if you're playing something that has a lot of drug use in it as a kid, it makes it more difficult when somebody comes up to you in high school and offers you your first drug to say no, because you think, well, you know what I mean? You've trained your brain to be okay with that. Does that make sense? So it's not like, this is all science. I'm not just making this up. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that like you play Grand Theft Auto, you're going to go out murdering people, robbing people's cars and all sorts. That's not what I'm saying. But it's the point is that you're training your brain to be okay with it. So I would just say that like age rating, like you said, is massive. Like you've got to stick to that. And like I said, if non-Christians are giving it that, and then you're being okay with that, think about that. But then, like we always say, you don't have to just take what we say about it. I don't think age ratings is just one fits for all as well. Whenever we do our reviews, and we give the morality score, we always say like, look, this is from our perspective. But you know, we joked last week about like, if you like God of War, we said like, because we talked about religion and video games, we were like, if you have a massive problem with Norse mythology or you struggle with that, don't play the game. And we kind of joked because we were like, oh, people don't really do that. But in all seriousness, like if you do, don't play the game. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that nobody should play the game because it has Norse mythology in it, but if that's something you struggle with, don't play it. So in the same way, I think you just have to be smart about that. It's individual for everybody, but to me, the age rating isn't. Like, if an age rating is a 12, don't give it to an under 12. I don't think it's that difficult. And in the same way, I don't think you should play that in the presence of those kids as well. You know what I mean? because then you're saying that it's okay for them to do that.
Yeah.
So that's my advice. 100% stick to the age rating. But at the same time, I just think like there's this massively violent games and stuff that apparently are really fun, and I've had more fun making some cardboard RC cars than I have playing those games. Like, sometimes kids just want to have fun. That sounds like
true.
Girls just want to have kids just want to have fun. Like, I just think, like, I've seen kids just playing like Lego City Undercover, having a great time playing Lego. Like, I just don't think there's any reason to give a kid Call of Duty. I don't think there's any reason to give a kid Grand Theft Auto. Like, I just don't think there is. Like, they will, I guarantee, it's that old thing, isn't it? Like, you give a kid this massive present on Christmas and they just play with the cardboard box. That's what this is. They just want to play with the cardboard.
See, Nintendo saw that and they were like, we're just going to give them cardboard. That's what they've wanted for years. There you go. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, like, because I watched this YouTuber, and she was, what was she doing? She was looking at the trailer for Detroit Becoming Human, and she said, "Oh, this relates like back to my past and stuff." And I kind of sat there and I was like, "Okay, like it's gonna go one of two ways. She's gonna be okay, or she's gonna be wrecked by the end." And I'm not lying. 30 seconds in, she was gone, and I was like, "Why are you putting yourself through that?"
Yeah, exactly.
Why? I mean, if you're emotionally, like you were saying, emotionally compromised by stuff, just don't play it.
Yeah.
Like, it's as easy as that.
Why would you?
And then why would you record yourself? Absolutely.
I think I know the exact video you're talking about.
Like, why would you do that? Like, but because I think that affects you even. I think that can harm you even more.
Yeah. Like,
than just not playing it at all. Like, I mean, because I've seen backgrounds where it's like really bad, and like I look at like drug related games and I'm like, whatever, because I'm used to it, like I've seen it in the past. But where you would be like, nah, I'm not into this.
Yeah.
But it is one of them, like, if you emotionally, if that's going to affect you, like, just don't play it.
Yeah.
It's the safest way to be. I mean, because at the end of the day, especially if you're a Christian, like, that can become between you and your relationship with God as well, because you can be broken into pieces by this one 30-second video that could like destroy your entire faith. And
that's kind of what I was saying, is that like, you know your kids better than we do.
Yeah.
So in that sense, like exactly what you're saying, like if there's things in certain games, like I couldn't possibly know everything that's gone on in your kid's life, but you know, if they are prone to being like to having nightmares because of horror games, don't give them a horror game. You know what I mean? It's things like that. Like, we can't advise you on every single game because we don't know your kids, but what we can tell you is stick to the age rating. That, to me, is just a universal rule. There is no reason whatsoever you should be giving an under 18 kid an 18 game. There's just no reason for it. And if you're a teenager or younger person who is watching this and you're like, oh, I'll just play whatever I want, I'll just like, this, it might be difficult for you to understand, but like, you growing up, it will affect you. And I know, me being a human being and experience playing some under 18 games, it did affect me in terms of like my development and like what I saw as okay and not okay. It did change me as a person, like 100%, and I'm quite happy to admit that. But it is difficult when you find out all your mates have been playing God of War and you're like 13. Like, it's difficult to go, I'm not going to do that. But I guarantee it's the best thing for you to do. And that's not just me being a moron. Like, I just guarantee that there is science behind that. I promise you. So trust us. So there you go. So our kind of overall advice is stick to the age ratings, but not just that. You can go on to, I think it's the Peggy. I think it's Peggy for Games. You go on to peggy.com. It always lists exactly what's in the game. So it'll literally go through, like, they'll pick out specific scenes that are bad and it will explain to you what happens. So read up on that and you can see exactly what you're going to be prone to. And then you can be pre-warned. So then after that, then once you've looked into what games they are, kind of then match that to your child. So if your child, like we said, has specific issues or has gone through something difficult and that game has something in it that you think is going to be upsetting to them or is going to be, is going to be harmful, then you just don't give it to them. That's it. But obviously this is just our opinion. We're not trying to tell you that you have to play anything. I think there was a great discussion, actually, just thinking about it, when we talked about a few weeks back, when we talked about should certain games be banned completely. And there was kind of a discussion going on Facebook, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And somebody was basically saying, like, you can't say that, you know, every game, like, games should be banned. It's down to parents not giving stupid games to the kids, and I completely agree with that. Completely agree. Definitely. We're not going to get into that debate, but we can take away from that yeah, exactly. It's down to you as a parent what you allow your children to watch and not watch. But then if you're a teenager or whatever, and you can go out and get your own games, no problem, whatever. That's actually just down to you for yourself. Yeah. The only person you're going to be harming is yourself at the end of the day. So there you go. So happy with all that? I feel like the answer to that. Let us know what you think in the comments. I think this is a really interesting discussion, which certainly won't end here, but this kind of first impressions. But again, please don't take away from it that we're just telling you what you can and can't do with your kids. It's up to you as a parent. We're just giving you advice. And we can be wrong too, can't we, Jodie?
We can.
We're not wrong about age limits.
Tim more than
age
me,
ratings,
but
are
we'll
we?
see.
Oh, thanks, Jodie. So I hope you enjoyed this. I thought this was a great show. I enjoyed this one this week. Yeah. So if you enjoyed that, please give us a like. If you absolutely hate us and you wish that everything falls apart because we said that kids shouldn't play everything, you can give us a thumb down. But also, if you want to see more videos, we've got loads of unboxings and stuff. Please hit that subscribe button and all that will show up. The bell button will also notify you when we have a new video going up, so you get it. Well, thanks for that, Joe. But yeah, check out our God of War unboxings and check out our Nintendo Labo one. Beth was on that and it was a good laugh. Check them out, and there you go. And the Shantae video is up. That was a really random one, but if you're into that, mate, we got a video for you. So we hope you enjoyed it all, and we will see you next week for episode 20 of the Late Night Game Show. We're already there. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.